Ed, you look like shit this morning.
Yeah. How you feeling, brother?
There's a very high probability that I'm going to shit my pants during the show.
Okay, there we go.
Facts are tracks, but gonna break some vinyl down from the front to the back with facts on tracks.
Showtime. Welcome to Breaking Vinyl. I'm your host, Des, aka Johnny Fever. And as always, I'm joined by my three co-hosts. Sorry. All right, so we were supposed to start at noon, and because fucking Ed is fucking looks like he got hit by a truck last night, I took the dummy. It's completely kicked in, and I am not prepared for this. First up, the podcaster who just shit his pants.
Evil Ed.
I'm not first.
What?
Tim's first.
You
No.
are today.
No, you're
No,
first.
it's always you.
Okay.
Oh, no. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be off the rails today.
Okay, that's good enough. Just sit there. And the podcaster playing deep cuts.
Dangerous Dave.
Hello, listeners.
And last but not least, and always in this order, the podcaster with a degree in rock and roll.
Ekenstein.
Hey.
Okay. As always, the mission of this show is for us to introduce each other and you, the listeners, to albums and bands which you may never have heard before, while also discussing the classics. And on occasion, we will ruthlessly insult each other's musical taste. So sit back and enjoy the show. All right, tonight we will be discussing Electric, the third studio album by The Cult, produced by Rick Rubin, released on April 6th of 1987 by Beggar's Banquet. The album peaked at the number 38 spot on the Billboard 200. The band's lineup was as follows. The great Ian Ashbury, with amazing hair on lead vocals. Billy Duffy. Didn't start off with amazing hair. Looked a little Duran Duran in the beginning, but definitely transitioned into a rocker on guitars. Jamie Stewart on bass. And Les Warner on the busy drums. Let's do some quick facts on this one. Ed has admitted that he has no notes, but he did listen to the album, which is good.
That is correct.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So I'll get us started. The album was recorded at the Manor Studios in Oxfordshire. Is that in the Shire? Dave, what do you got on this one?
I got a bunch of stuff. The band started life in 1983, known as Southern Death Cult, then Death Cult, and then finally, The Cult.
Nice.
Yeah, they actually recorded, as you mentioned, at the Manor Studios, an entire album as a follow-up to their previous Love album. They wound up scrapping it.
Wow.
Many songs were made available, on limited edition CDs, and that was known as the Manor Sessions. And they decided to change direction. They wanted to work with Rick Rubin, and originally was supposed to be, just maybe re-record one song and remix some stuff. And they wound up just scrapping the whole album they had and starting over again.
Wow. That takes balls.
So yeah, you can find some of those original versions of the songs. In 2013, they actually released a double CD under the title Electric Piece with, the new version of the album and also the original version of the album that was supposed to be just titled Peace, because the album was Love and then Peace was supposed to be the next album, recorded during the Manor Sessions. Let's see, what else? During the North American leg of the summer 1987 Electric Tour, they were supported by the less known, not yet huge Guns N' Roses, opening act for them. And Billy Duffy, the guitar player, disregarded his normal effect pedals for the re-recording of the album, sticking with basically a Les Paul and a Marshall combination for a tougher hard rock sound.
I think he missed the mark with that tough hard rock sound during the solo playing. The rhythm guitars, the sound definitely sounded like a Les Paul through a Marshall. I thought the rhythm sounds were dynamite, but I thought some of these lead guitars were a little squeaky. We'll get into it. Ed, blink twice if you'd like me to skip over you.
Yeah, definitely skip over me.
Ed, I appreciate the commitment this morning. B, what do you got on the Cult Electric?
Yeah, similar notes to Dave, so I'll just kind of go down a different road. When I heard the name Rick Rubin, I didn't realize that he also did metal, like hard rock too. So when I looked at the trajectory of Rick Rubin, he went from producing bands like Meat Puppets, Butthole Surfers, Circle Jerks, then completely pivoted over to Def Jam Records, where it was Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Public Enemy, LL Cool J.
Wow.
And then back with like the Cult and Slayer, like what kind of producing career is that? Pretty wild. So
good producer.
Yeah.
Can kind of do anything, I guess.
Yeah. And
Beastie Boys, good stuff.
Totally. And I got one more Ian Astbury thing that I didn't know, and I'm kind of surprised by this. He was the frontman for Riders on the Storm, which was a Doors tribute band with Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger from like 2002 to 2007. And I'm like hearing his voice and I'm listening to Doors tunes going, no, how can this work? But I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, watching Ed's little screen this morning is like watching some fucking weird TV show. I think he almost fell down a minute ago. Like, were you laying on the floor? I'm not sure.
I was trying to get comfortable.
I saw him take a deep breath and his eyes rolled into his head. I wasn't sure if he was going to fall asleep. I was like, oh, he's going to fall asleep.
I am not one to ever turn down a beverage. In the past 2 nights, I had to start turning down beverages.
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah, the picture last night, you looked pretty fucking lit up and like, nope, no more.
There was last night, fucking asshole kept buying me little banquets. I literally had a backlog of 3 beers going all the time.
Yeah.
You fucking dick.
I haven't had a drink in 10 years. I don't miss it. All right, let's do this. Opening thoughts. The Cult is one of the best band names ever, right? Love this name, The Cult. I wish I thought of it. We watched The Warriors and did that for the Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie podcast? And when I was talking about the Rogues, and yes, the band with the bottle clicker. And, they drive around in a black hearse. They're all dressed like the London Choir Boys, meet like LA Guns, meet like the Dogs D'Amour. And I was like, man, I wish I had started a band called The Rogues, like back in the 90s. Really cool. I don't know. All right. Great band name. But did this album meet the expectations of my memories of it? Let's find out. Dave, what'd you think? What do you got? You heard it before? You picked it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've listened. No, this was a fee pick, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a fee pick? Okay.
Yeah, I picked last week. I would have picked it at some point anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard this many times. I suppose I've seen the videos on Headbangers Ball in the 80s. Got into the Cult in the early 90s. As soon as I started really listening to them, I was hooked and got all their stuff that I could find. I even have an original promo poster from the Electric album. I got to get that framed and put it up on the wall.
Yeah, maybe take that painting of the horse down and put it there.
No way, the horse painting is awesome.
Is it? Okay. Ed, talk about the do you ride horses, Dave?
Only once in my life.
Okay, so what's the affection to the horse painting? Curious.
It's a velvet painting and it's fucking sweet.
Where did you get this horse painting? Is it yours or is it Lisa's?
No, it's
Who
mine.
brought that
Thrift
painting? Shop. So you brought the painting into the relationship.
I did.
And you've only
it's not
ridden
even
a horse.
It's a unicorn.
Oh,
fuck yeah!
Is it a unicorn with a flaming horn?
Unicorn dildo on top. Yeah.
Okay, that changes everything. Unicorn with a flaming horn. I'm all in. Horse. Not sure what it's doing there. Ed, do you know this album?
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I know this album. I remember hearing it as when I was younger, and it's definitely one of those life changing albums because I I've, I know I wasn't into this type of music back then, but I heard this album and just loved the so specific how specific the grooves are in the music, and it's like hypnotic, and I just loved it. But yeah, it's definitely been a long time favorite.
Yeah. B, you picked it.
Oh.
Talk about it.
Glad to hear this is going to be a circle jerk today.
It's not. It's not.
No?
No.
Damn. Oh, okay. I don't know. I love this album. I think it's great. Ed, you know this about me. I was with you on those days where like definitely wasn't into this style, but when I heard this, like I want to say my first introduction was probably Love Removal Machine, and I was like, holy shit, And I think obviously I've heard it front to back several times throughout the years, but I haven't listened to this in a long time. And I chose it because I wanted to see if it held up, and some of it does, some of it doesn't, but yeah, we'll get into that. And overall good stuff though. Really good stuff.
So, Fee, The Cult is a band I've like junked on for years. Ever since I love The Cult. I just do. But there's a couple of different versions of The Cult. You got the rock and roll version of The Cult where they're wearing, denim vests with the sleeves cut off and they're total rockers. And then you've got the version where they're kind of like a British
Pirates.
like, pop rock like thing where, they're just different. They're not like the modern day Cult. They're more of a Duran Duran style cult. I mean, they don't sound like Duran Duran, but you know what I'm saying. This is the transitional period. Like, this is kind of in between, and, Duffy's figuring things out. Ashbury's figuring things out. They've got a great couple of songs, but we're going to get into this album, and I haven't listened to it in a long time either, like you, Fee, but I've heard it hundreds of times. And listening to it this week, it wasn't as good as I remembered it. There were holes that I don't remember being there, which is what I'm going to say. So let's get into it. Let's do the Fast Five. I got a fun one this week. This week, we are going to do fictional movie rock stars. Okay?
Yes.
So number one, Izzy, Mark Wahlberg from Rockstar, or Alda Snow, Russell Brand, Get Him to the Greek. Who is cooler? Dave.
Aldous Snow. Even though I haven't seen
Ed.
that movie.
Oh, what? Oh, you got to see it. It's fucking amazing. Ed.
Okay.
Oh, totally Izzy. Rockstar is a great movie.
And Fee.
Yeah, I'm with Ed on this one. Totally Izzy. Mm-hmm.
And Aldo Snow actually makes another appearance in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Where she steals the main character's, he steals his girlfriend, and he plays Aldo Snow again in that movie. Dude, the correct answer is Aldo Snow. It's fucking rock star deluxe fucking heroin act. He's got herpes. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards. It's fucking amazing character. Okay. So number two.
Are those real life events for you, Des?
Not the
Brings
herpes.
back the memories.
Not the herpes or the heroin. I did it different. I did it different. I did get the chlamydia, as we know, and it was a lot of cocaine. Number two, Eddie, played by Michael Parr from Eddie and the Cruisers, or Jeff Beebe, played by Jason Lee in Almost Famous. Dave.
Eddie and the Cruisers all day long, man.
Ed.
I hate you for this one. This is a good one. Yeah, I got to go with Eddie and the Cruisers.
Fee.
Yeah, same for me. It's not easy, but definitely Eddie and the Cruisers. Much cooler
It's
music.
super easy. The correct answer is Eddie from Eddie and the Cruisers. Have you guys all seen the movie Eddie and the Cruisers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great fucking flick. I watched it like 3 days ago, and I was like, oh, it's so good. All right, guys,
Yeah,
I'm
but
going
so
to
it's almost famous.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. But yeah, Eddie and the Cruisers is a mystery.
Yeah,
At the end, you're
it
like,
is,
holy
yeah.
shit, is Eddie alive? No, he's not. Oh, spoiler alert. Eddie's not. But he is. But he's not the one that's coming around to the girl. But at the end, when you see his face, reflecting in the mirror. Oh, I mean, in the store window, looking at the TVs. Unbelievable. Okay, this is a combination of gummies and coffee. It's like a speedball for an old man. Okay. Number 3, Nigel Tufnell from Spinal Tap, or The Kid from Prince, Purple Rain. Dave.
Oof. Yeah, I got to go with Prince. He's got better licks than Nigel Tufnell.
Okay. Ed, which one was cooler? Nigel or the Kid?
Nigel Tufnell all day long.
Fee.
All day long.
I'm going with Prince.
All right,
But it
guys.
goes to 11.
And a
This
cooler
one
jack.
cuts. Yeah, this one cuts me to my core, because I have to say the correct answer is The Kid, because fucking Prince is so badass in Purple Rain. But Nigel, oh
Not
man,
badass. He's a dick.
he is a dick. And I love it. Okay, let's keep going. Number 4, Dewey Finn, played by Jack Black in School of Rock, or Jake, played by John Belushi in The Blues Brothers. Dave.
Jake Blues. Come on. That's not even a question.
Okay. Ed.
I'll take 4 whole fried chickens, please.
That's right. And Pete.
That's Jake. Yes.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3 on that one. Or yeah,
The correct answer is Jake. John Belushi ruled. Okay. And
That
this
was
is going
probably the best rock and roll movie ever created.
Oh, it's so good. And you know what's so weird? So when I drive to go to karate, I go down this long, windy road, and on the left, there's a giant green 4x4 truck, but it's been sitting so long, it's got flat tires, but it's a monster truck. And it's lime green, and it's got a painting of the Blues Brothers on the 2 doors, and it says "On a Mission from God." It's so cool. Fucking just sitting
Nice.
rotting in a yard. Yeah. All right, Dave, this one is going to be another tough one. Number 5, Sammy Kerr, played by Tony Fields in Trick or Treat, or Eric Draven, played by Brandon Lee in The Crow. Dave, what do you got?
Rock's chosen warrior, Sammy Kerr. There's no question.
Ed.
I'm going with Brandon Lee because, I mean, he died the fucking hero death, man.
Fee.
I'll go with Brandon Lee simply because that's the only one that I know of the 2 that you mentioned.
Dude, what do you...
You never seen
Okay.
Trick or Treat?
Hit the brakes. You've never seen... Ed, have you seen Trick or Treat?
I have. Yeah.
Okay, the soundtrack, Fast Way,
Yes.
fucking Fee. When the podcast is over, do yourself a favor. Go find fucking Trick or Treat, take a gummy, and watch it. Okay, the correct answer
Noted.
is Sammy Kerr. It's not even close. Okay,
Yes.
guys? Sammy Kerr is the greatest rock star. There was never a real rock star. All right. You guys know that I ruthlessly pick on my wife with my immature games. She has created a new game of her own that she's been fucking perpetrating around the house, where she'll come up behind me now and press her pussy bone in between my ass cheeks and whisper in my ear, "I'm inside you." Fucking psycho. Makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. Extremely uncomfortable. I don't like it. Right.
God, she is my favorite person.
Jesus, dude, I'm inside you. No, you're not. You're not inside me.
Oh, you are just shell
Okay.
shocked. I love it.
Oh, God. Let's do it. Track breakdown. Track number 1, Wildflower. So I love this song. Great drum sound. And it's laced with this loose tambourine. So good. It's weird, though. The way these drums are produced through the entire album, they really accent his hi-hats, some of his cymbals, and this tambourine right up front. Like, they want you to hear it. And it's fine. It's cool. Simple guitar riff, pan to one side. It's good. We're going to get a ton of these 3, 4-note, 2-note guitar riffs that just work. They're just really cool. On this first track, Ashbury is bringing fire with his lyrics, with his vocal performance. Guitar solo, not overly technical, but it's badass. This is a killer song. Dave, what do you got?
Amazing guitar opening, killer groove to the song. All the instruments are raw and in your face, and that is the appeal of this album. The band reportedly modeled their approach to AC/DC to get that raw rock and roll sound. Reportedly, Rick Rubin was just A-being, Highway to Hell by AC/DC, along with the instrument sounds they were getting in the studio. Great tambourine in the choruses. Guitar solo is pan left with the rhythm pan right. Awesome stop after the solo. And of course, Ian Astbury's voice is amazing. It is the third single from the album.
So good. Ed, playlist or play it out?
Yeah, I'll definitely be playing the part of Feet today. Total playlist. Yeah, I'm with Dave. It's so good. The Dave made a point where everything was mixed kind of similar. It's like they're all just there, and it's what I appreciate. It's just the raw energy with this clean sound. So yeah, total playlist song for me.
Yeah, it's funny. This album is unfortunately going to devolve as the listen goes on. Like
Yeah.
it goes sour. Like it starts off a delicious vanilla milkshake, and by the end, it sat in the on the dashboard of your car in the summer for too long, and it has started to go sour. Fee, talk about the tune.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. Obviously, this is a playlist song. One of the things I've been trying to listen for lately is that sometimes you guys talk about the hook being more of a piece of music behind, say, the chorus or something like that.
Definitely.
And I think this song hits with that, and a couple of songs on this album hit like that. And I just fucking love it. So much energy on a song like this. And were you guys able to listen to this and that song I was talking about from last week, the intro, and any similarity? Anybody remember?
I don't remember even that conversation.
I don't remember a few minutes ago.
Dave?
Fair enough.
I didn't directly compare them, but I remember which song was it? It was one of the. I don't remember exactly which song it was, but
Ed is puking in a bucket.
Uh-oh.
I hope so. I fucking hope so. Electric Blood. It was that song.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
Well, check it out. I think it's there. Maybe I'm wrong.
Next tune on this album is called Peace Dog. And we get another simple, catchy guitar riff, and we're off and running. Kind of like the Biters, right? Like these guys get right to the point. Get a couple of simple guitar licks and a couple chords, and we're off and running.
Sure.
Cool drum performance on this track, with a tone of hi-hat pushed up front. So this is the first one I noticed where they were building these drums around this like super sharp hi-hat. It's cool. Ashbury's doing low harmonies, right? So remember that. Low harmonies, which is an interesting choice that works for this song, but it's going to become this like ongoing thing on this album where he is only going to harmonize with himself in a lower register. He's not going to do any high harmonies. Works for this song. Another cool solo. I love the bridge, and I also love all the space that they leave in this song where there's no vocals, and it lets the music breathe. Dave.
Yeah, the raw instruments continue. 2 guitar tracks. The lead vocal track is a little hot. It's a little overloaded, but it's cool sound. You can sort of hear the mic preamp sizzle a little bit.
Yeah.
A few backup vocals are overdubbed in. I do not like that peace dog background vocal under the solo and at the ending. It's just too much. But then he does have that lead vocal echo moving, left and right speaker. That part is really cool. It's a nice spice in the mix, and the big rock and roll ending.
Yeah, I hate the peace dog part too, Dave. It's unnecessary. Because the chorus is so good. You just don't need it. It's not a hook. It's dumb. Ed, what do you think?
Yeah, you know what? Right off the bat, the song starts and I'm like, there was no groove. Like you had this amazing groove, and then it goes to the second song, like it just feels unpolished, I guess, flow wise. The mix again, though, it's great. I love how raw the mix is. But yeah, this song was just not. It did nothing for me. I didn't like it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I did like it. Just the one part I didn't like. Aside from that, I thought it was a great song. And so far, I'm off to this. I'm off to this list and going, yeah, this is great. Oh, there's so many problems coming up. Feet, go.
Well, I felt with this album that until Love Removal Machine, every song just kind of went down that much. You know what I mean? And almost in order like that too. But you know, we'll get to it. I was laughing during you guys talking about this because my note is I love the peace dog chant during the chorus, but you guys probably hate it.
Yeah, nailed it.
That's exactly it. But I loved it. And I never knew the lyrics was B-52, like the B-52, like a bomber.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it kind of makes more sense now that I know that's the lyric with the, you know, with the rest of the lyric to it. But I love this song. Total playlist for me.
Yeah, me too. Dave, as we go through this, I don't want to like too much give away my thoughts, but so what happens is the album starts to get monotonous in parts where it can't. This guitar player, like these first three songs, like these solos are great. By the sixth song, I've now heard the exact same guitar solo 6 times. Like he plays that same, he plays the same licks over and over and over again to the point where you're just like playing the same fucking solo. And it gets annoying. And Ian Ashbury, it just starts to become this kind of muddy, low. It's like when you get guacamole and they didn't put any lime in it or they didn't put any like vinegar bite in it. And it just becomes like this mushy. And that's what starts to happen to this album. Little Devil. This is such a great song lyrically. I love the vocals. And again, Ashbury goes low with this harmony. There's no high here. It's all low harmonies. And he has a low voice anyway. The band does this great thing where they add strategic breaks during the guitar solo, which adds to the solo's power and dynamic, which is great. And the licks he's playing are great because I'm hearing them only for the second or third time. So at this point, I'm loving it. And this song is great. Love it. Dave.
Oh yeah, this song was newly written for this version of the album. They didn't have this one before. The guitar intro trend continues. Great bass tone. They get a little fancier here with the guitar. Sounds like at least 3 tracks. The guitar riff is not super crazy, but works so well here and foreshadows the similar chord changes of their later hit, Firewoman. Cool guitar solo. I think Billy Duffy's a great player. Also a nice guy. I met him, I think 2 times. Also Ian, once at cult shows in the early 2000s. This is single number 2 from the album. And I think what you're talking about him having low harmonies and stuff, when his main vocal, he's kind of pushing it to, you know, the higher end of his range in his main vocal. So, you know, I don't know if he really has any place to go higher, you know, to harmonize higher. So he, you know, drops it down. But I think it's fine.
Well, I mean, not to jump ahead, but like with a song like Love Removal Machine, you know, when you have the background vocals talking about love, like that should have been, if he can't do it, then you bring in someone that can. Bring in a woman. You bring in anything. You have to. It can't just be the guys doing it in the exact same register. It doesn't work. And it ruins what could be one of the greatest choruses ever. Ed, talk about it.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head there, Des. 3 songs in this, like, really not a lot of variety. The tones are all the same. The vocal sounds are the same. I love them, but like a lot of the previous albums we've done, it becomes repetitious and lost and almost starts to numb you out as you try to listen to these things back to back. So then you're so reliant on having this phenomenal groove or hook to pull you in. It lacks for me. Like,
Yeah.
It's like you had this great Wildflower and then boom, 2 songs where I'm just like, not doing it for me.
Yeah. This reminds me of that Biters album in this sense. If you listen to this album like in singles and don't just sit down and listen to the whole thing, it's much better because like I
Yeah.
said, I think Duffy's an amazing guitar player too. Amazing. But this album in particular is not a great album for him as a solo lead guitar player. It's not. And if you listen to these solos separately, they're great. But when you hear the same signature guitar riff that he keeps going back to over and over and over, it makes these sound fucking repetitive. Fee, what do you got? Oh, Dave,
So
sorry.
I was kind of thinking. I mean,
Rebuttal.
at this point,
Hang on. Dave wants to rebuttal.
Oh
Rebuttal.
no, it was
Yeah.
just I was just going to bring up a point. Do you think that maybe there might have been influence from Rick Rubin, about how he seemed to be so fixated on the AC/DC thing, like AC/DC and Zeppelin, that
Totally,
he
totally.
may have pressured, or put influence to be like, okay, I want you to simple up your guitar licks, don't get too fancy, don't get too wanky,
Yeah.
and that may be a consideration.
I feel like something happened because this is not the Duffy that I remembered and have heard on other albums and other tracks like Firewoman and stuff like that. So, Fee.
Yeah.
well, that was going to be part of my point too. What Dave was saying is that I think Rick Rubin was so heavily into the rap scene at the time that you can kind of hear that with like a sharper hi-hat and more of a short fixed groove, repetitive, very repetitive, that maybe it hurt the album a little bit. Like it beefed it up enough where it was still super popular and listened to on an individual basis, great. But when you listen to it as a 40-minute piece of work, yeah, it wears you down a little bit, But either way, I love this fucking song. I think it's a good song. I don't mind. It hasn't been like beaten out of my head yet, but I like it a little bit less with each song. I guess my one thing on this at this point is this drummer has one speed and it's just power. Like this guy's like fucking hammering nails in like the whole album for me. I don't know what you guys' thoughts on that are, but
I thought he got pretty creative with some of his drum fills towards the back end of the album. Like he started really going for it on the toms and the snare. I mean, some good stuff. And Fee, I love what you just said about Rick Rubin coming out of, doing Beastie Boys and stuff like that. And how you can really hear that. Like his ear is so trained to like the cymbals and the hi-hats and the high end and when he was producing, he probably just kind of pushed that forward and it was noticeable. So nice point. Nice point on that one. Aphrodisiac Jacket. Interesting name. So this one is one of my favorite rhythm guitar tracks on the album. I really liked what Duffy was playing here. But I was really starting to want to hear some high harmonies in these songs to cut through the mud of what was going on and the kind of mumbling and Ashbury has this thing where he does that, those cat calls that he does, and he kind of repeats a lot of them a lot. And it's really, so that also starts giving me the Groundhog Day feeling like, have I heard this before, this vocal? Yeah, but it was good. It was good. It wasn't great. I thought the guitar solo on this track in particularly was overly simple, and as simple as it was, I also didn't like the fact that it was panned hard right. It just kind of didn't work for me. Dave?
Yeah, this one's a little more atmospheric, a little more similar in style to their older material. Another simple setup, 2 guitar tracks, bass drums, vocals. And the guitar solo pans from the left side to the right halfway through.
Nice. Ed, what did your dog think?
She was chiming in. She wants to know what the hell an aphrodisiac jacket is.
I think we all do.
I don't know. What is it? Oh, it's a condom. I don't know. Okay.
It would make
Sure.
sense. It's
Why not?
Sure.
Okay.
I like the song. I like the groove to it. The riff, the main riff for it works for me a lot. But yeah, when I double down on what B said, all the cult songs seem to have a very similar tempo. And the fact that you have a similar tempo, almost exact same sounds for every song. Ian Asbury's voice is extremely distinguishable. It's hard to tell the difference between the songs because of that. So, like I said before, it's the Cult is so dependent on the vibe and energy that they were able to put down on the recording that it's hard to, like, if it's not there, it's hard to really enjoy the song, I think, because when it's there, you're in love, man. So yeah, it's just
I agree. I have to. That's exactly right. Fee, go.
So I don't know if it was just me or not, but throughout the album, there were spots with my headset on where the cymbals were just deafening in my left ear, and it was driving me nuts. And it especially drove me insane on this song. But just weird weird lyrics. Sorry, aphrodisiac jacket, Napoleon machine gun, plastic fantastic, lobster telephone. Like what the fuck? I don't even know. But
not my favorite Cult song.
Down another rung, on the ladder.
Dude, as this album, like, it's almost like he wrote this in order. Like, it feels like he wrote this song, like this album, the lyrics in one sitting. And by the end, he just ran out of shit to say. Like, he's like, I just got nothing else to say. That's all of it. It's all there. Like, wow.
He took an edible, started writing, and then it just fucking went off the rails like 4 or 5 songs in.
Okay. Number 5, Electric Ocean. So great song, great track, but again, the vocals, especially the background vocals and the chorus, are just all one register. Nothing is popping. Nothing is cutting through except for the fucking cymbals that are smashing in my head, fucking with the high gain up all the way. The cymbals and the hi-hats are cutting through too much. It's just too much. But overall, I like the song. I mean, Electric Ocean, it's a good Cult song. It's what you expect from the band. Dave, you got?
Yeah, it's a great breakdown with the guitars and drums. It's interesting that after the solo, the guitar continues and the bass is dropped out for a little while. And you don't really notice that until it kicks back in, almost at the end. But it's a good song. I like it.
Yeah, Dave, I hardly noticed the bass at all on this album. I am going to mention it coming up, but was there a bass? I mean, was there bass on this album? I'm not sure. Ed?
Yeah.
Did you notice any bass?
Yeah, I did. Not necessarily in this song. I thought it was a little lost in this song. But yeah, I think like I said, where the energy was there, the bass really cut through. Where it wasn't, it's almost like I'm not vested. It's just background noise for me. Unfortunately, this was another song. I'm like, you said it, Des. It's a good another Cult song. But yeah, okay, great. Give me something different, please. Because it sounds like every other non-great Cult song.
Now, this is a Cult song that I would consider one of their better songs. I really like this song a lot, but it's not, it's not Firewoman. Fee, go.
I knew you'd like that song. I knew it. I knew you would like this one. I fucking don't. I mean, not that I don't, but like it goes down another level for me. This is now we're 5 songs in and each song's gone down one rung on the ladder for me. But I just, the verse and the vocal in the verse just drove me insane. But the chorus kind of reminded me of something that maybe Depeche Mode would do or something like that. And was there a little callback in there? Is that what that is? I don't know.
Yeah,
trying to learn some of these musical terms you guys talk about. So
I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Okay.
Depeche Mode, good band.
But it was okay. I mean, it was an above, like I would consider this an above average song, but for the Cult so far, it's getting a little bit lower.
Yeah, I thought this was one of the better songs on the album. Okay, guys, so that ends side A. So if you were listening to the show on vinyl, flip the show over. Okay, guys, it's Groundhog Day. This is where we're going to do it. We're going to do the scores here, so we're not doing it all at the end. So, Ed just made a face like he has no idea what he's going to do for scores here. I'm going to go last. So, Ed, I'll put you second to last.
Why are we changing the order, too?
Yeah, because he wants to
I don't
fuck us
want you
over with
guys
something. Yeah.
because this is all right. Because there's strategy on Groundhog Day. Because people could make moves to change other people's moves. And
But
I'm
it's
not
only
having my
one
moves
song,
changed.
right? It's one song.
Two songs, one off the main list, one off the
Oh, okay. One of the
Bonus
single.
track.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
off the bonus track. So Dave, why don't you start with the regular breaking vinyl list? Give us your change, and then take us over to the bonus track. What do you got?
All right. So for the main list, I'm going to correct my Jane's Addiction score back from episode 1. You're all welcome. To be fair, it was the first episode and I had nothing to compare it to. So I'm going to boost that up from 37 to 55.
That is, dude, good for you. I have so much respect for you on this Groundhog Day. Did not see that coming. And what about on the bonus track?
All right. For the bonus track, I'm going to boost my score for Cry Little Sister from the Lost Boys from 77 to 86 because I think it deserves to be a little higher on the list.
Okay, I see Lisa's fingerprints all over these two changes.
No, she didn't ask me to. No, I did these on my own.
Okay. I have my doubts. Fee, give us some changes.
Oh, fucking. Fuck you, Des. I know what's happening here, and I don't like it.
Okay. I love it.
I wrote down 3 things for the main list, and I wasn't sure really where I was going to go. I wrote 2 where I increased the score and 1 where I decreased the score. So screw it. I'm going to go with a decreased score. And after re-listening to a couple tracks from Dogs D'Amour, I got to drop that thing down. That was terrible.
Oh,
It's got to go down to a 20. That thing
oh,
was
fuck
awful.
you.
Awful.
That's such bullshit.
Awful.
Holy
so-
shit, that's
so-
fucking bullshit. A sucker punch. Do it.
And I re-listened to a bunch of bonus tracks, and I actually increased score on all of the ones that I listened to. But I'm going here because I don't know what you're doing, Des. So I'm going here. And not only because I listened to this song again, but I listened to this whole album again because I fucking love it.
No,
Asia's a 92 for me.
fuck.
Okay, so now I have to change my score even lower to make the move. Okay, so this is like chess. This is like chess. Okay, we're all playing chess here. Everybody knows what they're doing. Fee knows.
Yep.
Guys. So you're watching me and Fee go head to head right now. Ed, go. What do you got?
Wow, that's crazy. Oh my
funny.
god. All right. So for the album, I think you guys totally disrespected Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Okay.
And I get it. Delynn filled in for me, and that's fine. It wasn't her cup of tea. But
No, she loved it. She gave it the highest score.
Yeah, by 0.6. It got a 73.6.
What did Delynn give it, Dave?
That album
Can you
deserves.
see?
Let me see. Fleetwood Mac is Dave, Ed, 73.6.
Delynn gave it a 73.6.
Yes.
Yep. I gave it a
Bitch.
73. You gave it a 70.01.
We all heard it the same. Okay, sorry, Ed. Go ahead.
So because I think you guys disrespected it, I'm going to raise it. Unfortunately, I'm going to be sane about it, not go, oh, it just needs to be here on the chart, so I'm going to give it 100. No. I'm going to give what I think that album is, and I'm going to give it an 87.8.
That's fair.
Nice. All right. So
All right.
I'm going to let you guys know that I won Groundhog today. I won. My agenda is going to pay off the most out of everybody. So here we go.
Hold on, I didn't do my bonus track
Oh,
yet.
I'm sorry.
Dick.
What's
I'm
that
sorry.
bonus
Go ahead.
score track?
Shit on Asia, would you, please?
Don't do it.
I'm
gang
not,
up
you
on
know what,
me.
I was gonna, but I do like, it sucks because I am a fan of Asia, but I did not like that song. I'm actually going to adjust my score for Faster Pussycat, Nonstop to Nowhere.
100?
From a 61, no, to a 45.
Oh.
Tough score.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Not
is somebody
good. They're bad.
calculating this so we can get the new positions after I give this?
I'm writing them
Okay.
down. I'm going to change
Called
them in a
spreadsheet,
second.
Dave.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
I'm not sure we
Des.
can depend on Ed today. All right, so here we go.
Definitely
I'm going to give you the bonus track first. So bonus track, I am changing that fucking rancid Asia song. I was going to go 21.3, but now I have to counter fee. So I'm giving it a 0.1. It's a 0.1. Did you get that written down? Perfect.
Yeah.
Not cool.
And then
Not
on
cool.
the main list,
This is the reason why we don't let you go last, because all of us stick to our guns, and you're just a fucking whore when it comes to, I need this to happen, so I'm going to go the extreme opposite way.
and then on the main list,
Fuck
much
off.
like Dave, I am also going to adjust my Jane's Addiction score. And I'm going to bump it up to a 99.8 because it is one of my top 10 favorite albums of all times. I don't know what happened when we
You're
did the show.
such a you're such a fucking piece of
Oh,
shit.
yeah, and then you take that and you also put Dave's bump in, and I just swang that bitch to where it belongs. Dave. Ed, do you want me to call on you for the new scores, or Dave, are you just going to handle the whole Groundhog adjustment?
Yeah, I can work on it.
Okay.
I just need a minute
Okay.
to fill those in.
So funny. I was coming up the stairs. I had done something to annoy my wife the other day, and she was like, "Nah." So I go up, running up the stairs to my room, and I could hear her coming in after me. So I turned around and I sat down on the top step facing the stairs coming up, and she come flying up the stairs and tackles me, like jumps on my chest. So I get her into my full fucking guard, and I'm gonna get her in the Kimura. Something I've been working on. Like, I've got this. But I had taken a gummy. This is a true story. This happened like 2 days ago. So I hook my right arm over her right arm, and I'm like, I've got it. But I forgot to grab her wrist with my left arm, and I left it on my chest. So she puts all her weight down on it and pins it to my chest and gets it to where it starts to hurt. And I actually had to say to my wife, "Ow, it fucking hurts. Get off." Fucking pussy. What a pussy. That's like the equivalent of tapping out to your wife. And I had to. All right. Dave, are we ready? Okay.
Yes, we're ready. All right. So let's see. So Jane's Addiction, our new position for that is number 25 on the chart.
Woo! From where?
What's that?
From where? Where was it?
I don't know where it
Okay.
was originally.
It jumped up
hold
jumped
on
up
one
considerably,
second.
though, right?
I can find that out. It was at 31, and it
Oh,
jumped up to 25.
That's awesome.
So its new score is 66.6. Boom.
Close. Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that. All right, good.
So Cry Little Sister has moved up to number 9 on the bonus track chart. And let's see, Dogs D'Amour on the main chart has moved down to number 37.
Oh,
Yep.
gotta be
Asia,
close to the
time
bottom.
again, has moved on the bonus track chart down to number 18.
nice.
So getting closer to the bottom.
Nice. Sorry, Mark.
And Fleetwood Mac, let's see, where are we? Has moved up to 21 with a 76.94.
Nice.
Faster Pussycat has gone to number 11 on the bonus track chart.
Ooh,
And yeah, that covers it. Jane's Addiction
Nice.
and Asia, we already talked about. So there we
that
go.
was a lot of fun. I
Happy
look forward
Groundhog
to doing
Day.
it. Yeah, happy Groundhog Day. I look forward to doing it again next year. And I believe next year I'm going to right the wrong I did to Purple Rain. It was close. I couldn't decide which one I was going to fix, but I fucked them both. Okay, so that's it. We are ready to continue on with this lovely album. And track number 6 is Bad Fun. So this track has the best bass on it. It stood out to me. I was like, oh, look, bass. He's playing some shit. Drum beat in the verses. Fee, this is what we were talking about earlier. So the drum beat in the verses is the hook of this song for me. It's what makes this song catchy. We get a ripping, slightly sloppy wah pedal solo that fits the song perfectly. It's cool. I like it. It's a great track. Dave.
Yes, I hear a little tremolo effect on the main riff of the guitar. I had a note that is a kind of wild guitar solo, almost a little fuzzy, loaded with whammy bar. I'm assuming Bigsby madness from the famous Gretsch White Falcon of Billy Duffy.
Yeah, totally. But good. Ed, you got
Yeah, I like this song. It's something different finally. Like it just the whole right out of the gate. I'm like, okay, they changed up their sound, not the actual tones and everything so much as it's a faster tempo and the riff is more aggressive and it's not that slow mid tempo groove. So I was super psyched about it. I'm a big fan of the song. I like it.
nice. Speak.
My first note is this should be called Bad Song. I did not like it. I don't know what else to say. And maybe I should be listening different. And Ed, we'll talk about that in more detail when we're, next time we talk. But I felt this song didn't fit the album. I don't know. I felt it was kind of a filler for me, and it just didn't work.
I agree.
But it's okay.
Yeah. Number 7, King Contrary, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, look at that.
Very
Nice
good.
recovery. So as much as I love Ian Ashbury, he is starting to repeat himself vocally now. Like it's getting bad. It's getting glaring and ugly. Guitar solo, though it's good, I feel like he has also now repeated himself so many times on this album. It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Just there's absolutely zero variety at this point. He's like, just have another serving of the chicken nuggets, and I'm like, I just don't want any more chicken nuggets. They were good, but I'm halfway through a 20-pack. I'm out of hot mustard. No, thank you. Dave, what do you got?
Well, this is another new one for the updated version of the album that they didn't have before. A darker tone to the song here, a little bit. It's making a deal with the Devil Man.
Yeah.
Same sort of setup to the instrumentation, but everything seems set up to sort of maximize Ian's voice and range, which is cool. I like the riff after the solo. I thought that was pretty killer, where they do that sort of stop time thing with the drums. I like it.
Yeah, agreed. Ed.
Yeah, I like the riff in the song. I think it's a pretty cool riff, but other than that, I'm tired of the cult at this point. It just too this. I love the idea of Ian. The problem is, my idea seems to be more grandiose than he actually is.
Yeah.
So
totally.
he doesn't live up to it until he lives up to it, but it's not often.
Yeah. Pete, we got.
You know what's funny about this one is one of my notes is guaranteed Des loves this song, and I'm surprised that you didn't.
I didn't hate it. Didn't love it.
But cool intro. One of my other notes was this is and I don't know if you guys got this feel on this one or not, but Ian Astbury, he doesn't have that voice to do that like storyteller thing like they're doing in the beginning of the song. And I didn't really like that part of it, but once they kind of got into it into the solo and afterwards, it picked up and really got a lot better for me. So I rated it higher than the last song. Still just okay though.
Dude, last night when we were doing fucking The Warriors, man, that movie was so funny. Hey, maybe when we get uptown, we'll get some wool. Call it pussy wool. That's fucking awesome. Are you ready, suckers? Oh,
You gotta love the 70s, man.
oh God, so good. Do you guys have all seen The Warriors? You all love it?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
God. All right. If you had to rate it, Dave, fucking 1 to 5, Warriors.
I'd give it a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, so you're right around Delin. I think she gave it like a 3.75. Ed,
Yeah.
where would you be?
Yeah, on a 1 to 5 scale, I'd definitely have it right around 4, just under.
Okay, Fee.
Yeah, more of a 3 on it, but it's still really good.
What's wrong with you? The version I watched actually had comic book inserts because that's the way it was originally intended. I'd never seen that version.
Yeah, I've seen that version.
So cool. Oh, I loved it. I
Yeah,
thought it was really good.
It's totally like reached cult level, though. I mean, it's a total cult movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man. Okay. So the cult knew what was happening. Somebody knew what was happening. They're like, we have to put Love Removal Machine here or this album sucks. And they did. Thank God. This is not only one of my favorite cult songs, but this is one of my favorite songs, period. This is a fucking amazing song. Main guitar riff, fucking infectious, as good as it gets. Ashbury's vocals, perfect. And they're actually produced the best of any vocal on this album. Like, it almost feels like they took a little extra time to, like, it has to be right. So they got the vocal right. But if you add, like I was saying earlier, you add a female backing vocal to the line "Talk About Love," and it would really expand this vocal to another level. It really needed it, and it seems like such an obvious choice to bring in some really professional female background vocals to put this in "Talk About Love." It would be so good. And the solo is great for the song, but I've heard this small selection of riffs now and licks so many times on the album. I just can't. I can't do it anymore. But it's great for this song. And if I didn't listen to the rest of the album, I would have been like, I love this guitar solo. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, I think adding some girl vocals to the backups would sort of go against the aesthetic that they're going for on this album. They're going for that, four guys in a at the Bob's Country bunker behind the chicken wire, just grinding it out on stage, and that would probably take away from what they're going for, to have, let's have a couple girls over here talking about love.
Yeah.
If they had done the whole album with a little bit more bells and whistles, then yeah, you totally want to have that on there. But I think it would be sort of out of left field for this. This was the first single released from the album. One of the hits off the record, a riff shamelessly stolen from the Rolling Stones. Start Me Up, anyone?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's okay. We all steal, good artists borrow, great artists steal. So great use of percussion here, the tambourine and the hand claps. And then, great sort of lilt in Ian's voice, especially before they start that fast part. He just has that, kind of particular vibrato to his voice. And then the guitar solo is cool, but it almost sounds like Billy Duffy's barely hanging on as it is. But not to not to denigrate or talk bad, but yeah, might be a little, trying to bite off a little too much here.
So I have a YouTube channel where I put all my original music, and my most listened to original song ever is called "When Life Gets Hard," and it's got well over 1,000 views now, which isn't a ton, but for a shit dick like me, it's pretty good. And I ripped off "Start Me Up" that lick like shamelessly. So if you're interested, go on YouTube. It's called "When Life Gets Hard" by Dez, and you guys can pound me for stealing "Start Me Up." But yeah, my most listened to song. I mean, it went crazy. So sometimes you gotta steal a little to get the juice.
Sure.
Ed, you got.
Yeah, this is what I mean by when they have the energy and they're able to get the energy on the recording. You get this because the song is just awesome. It is so good. This is what I want the cult to be on every song. I know it's a dream, but and it's something that's not going to happen. But I wanted more of this cult throughout their entire career. I mean, I've seen them, and I was super glad I saw them. They were a bucket list band I wanted to see, but the bands that opened for them had more hits, and I'm like, God, and I don't mean hits as in like, oh, these were super successful songs. Hits as, I mean, they were, but more hits as the energy and the song flow that trigger for me. That's what I want more, and that's this song for the cult. I need more of this, and I'll be a happy man.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, like, "Give Me Shelter" by the Rolling Stones. it's still an amazing song if you take out those female backing vocals,
Sure.
but it's not as good. And with a song like Love Removal Machine, you have to identify what you have. We have written a song that is going to transcend the 1980s, like where we are right now. It's going to transcend us being a tough band that wants to play behind chicken wire. You have to think about your legacy, about a song that's going to be listened to forever. And they missed an opportunity, and that's just my opinion, but they missed an opportunity. Fee, what do you got? And do you agree with me?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Why not?
Enthusiastic. If it'll shut you up, yes.
Obviously, I love this song. I can say this: I'll never listen to this with my headset on again. There was some things in the mix that just fucking killed me listening to it, and it felt a bit overwhelming at times. Like, is this too busy? Is this too much going on in the mix right now? I don't know what it was, but just listening to it driving, way to work, way home from work, amazing fucking song. I definitely want to. Not my favorite Cult song by the Cult, but definitely one of my favorites. And Dave, I'm glad you brought up the "Start Me Up" thing. I read about that, and now I can't unhear it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
no, all good.
Right. Oh, God, track number 9, Born to Be Wild. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I fucking usually hate cover songs on an album, and this didn't disappoint because I fucking hate this. Ashbury's vocals, they're campy like Big Trouble in Little China. It's not, it's ridiculous. Okay. I didn't like the original version of this, really, honestly, and I hate this version. And the guitar solo is so squeaky and terrible. Dave, you got.
Yeesh. I mean, I'd rather hear the Cult play this rather than Steppenwolf, but this is kind of bullshit. I feel like they put this on the album just for the sort of biker cred, the rock and roll cred. It's pretty stiff. It's fine, but nobody needs to play this ever since 1969. I'd rather have heard another original song.
Yeah, that song is so gay. This is like your middle class white suburban dad gets like a Honda Blackwing and is like, and like a jacket, like with his local Elks Club patch on the back. He's like, I'm a biker now, man. It's like, no, you're a goon. Ed, what do you got?
I gotta take a shit. That's what I think about this song.
Just go. Just go.
No, this is so bad.
Right. Oh God.
It's I'd rather shit my pants right now than listen to that again.
It's
Yeah,
Fucking
just
terrible.
do it right there on Jeff's spare bed, right there. Just do it. Yeah.
Fee, talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just okay. I like the original version of the song much better than this. Just okay.
Yeah, it's crap. All right, track 10, Outlaw. Nothing about this song stands out except the solo sounds exactly like the one I heard before it. It's just, I'm done. I'm tapping out now. I don't even want to finish this album at this point. This is a filler song. It's not a good Cult song. I didn't enjoy it. Dave, what'd you think?
Oh, I thought this was a good one. I thought it was killer. Reverse cymbal sound effect opening, good simple music, cool lyrics. I thought it was a great guitar solo.
Oh, no.
Good riff. Yeah,
You like the guitar solo?
sure.
I mean, it was good, I guess, if I didn't hear it 5 other times, note for note in the exact same order. Ed, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm a fan of this song. It's close to achieving what I want from the Cult, but yeah, it's a good song. I like the riff. It's a very good guitar riff, in my opinion.
So the riff that I am referring to that he beats like a dead horse on this album is that one Ace Frehley lick that everybody learns first. It's like your first shredder guitar solo lick. And yeah, Dave, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? This lick he keeps playing?
Oh yeah, I play it all the time.
Me too. But not for a whole record. I mean, show some restraint, dude. Fee.
I like this
Talk
song.
about it.
I thought this was one of the better songs on the album that wasn't one of the 3 releases that they did. In this chorus, was this like you guys talk about the singer harmonizing with himself, and I try to
Yes.
look for examples of that. Is that in this chorus?
There wasn't a lot of that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
It was an attempt. It was an attempt. There's not a lot of big harmonies going on in this album.
No,
Yeah,
no. I Go
sounds
ahead,
like
Dave.
like 3 tracks maybe. The lead and like one harmony.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's one
Yeah,
of
this
these.
is that. I just listened to the chorus real quick. Yeah, that's him harmonizing with himself, and it's a higher note test.
Yeah, it is. But it's
This time.
But it's so like unsure and unconfident. Like it was almost as like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Like he's like, I'm not sure if I like it, so let's just mix it in like really low and like
Yeah,
yeah. He's not.
it's
sending
not
it.
subtle.
No. All right.
Either way, I like the song. Pretty good.
Track 11. So this is it. Memphis Hip Shake. This song is the end of the line vocally and lyrically for me. I mean, you can only say shake so many times on one album before I start calling bullshit. Like, enough. Enough, dude. It feels like he literally ran out of stuff to say. The song is boring. The story is stupid. The guitar solo at the end, Duffy is now literally just fucking down to one note. He's like, I just got one note left in my bag. Is it okay if I just play it for like a minute straight? And the producer's like, yeah, man, just go for it and let's wrap it up. I didn't enjoy this. Dave?
This one was also freshly written for the updated version of the album. Has kind of an old-timey blues feel to me, but it seems to kind of ramble a little bit. I like the guitar at the end. I hear what you're saying about him just harping on the note and the shake, 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 shake. But it was all right. It was all right for me.
Oh,
I hear what you're saying, though.
Wasn't even a confident note. Like, it was just terrible, and the sound was so bad.
Like when you take the slide and put it all the way up the neck, right around the pickup, and
Dude, it was so bad. And it's like he unplugged from the Marshall head, and he was like, "Do we got like a PV here somewhere?" Not good. Ed, what'd you think of that last track?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at a different.
He looks like an animal that's been hit with a tranquilizer.
I feel like an animal that's been hit with a tranquilizer.
Holy
Fucking
shit.
dart in your neck. Yeah.
Like Ace Ventura. Yeah.
So
Get
no-
chased through the get chased
No,
through the
that's
truck.
actually from a different movie. Fee, what is it?
Old school.
Old school. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, you got
Oh yeah. That part. Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. I dig the music in this. I hate the lyrics and melody. Hate them. But I think the music, I love the idea because it's different than the rest of the album, the riffs. So at least in my opinion, and I didn't like the song because I think the melody and vocals just were that bad. But
Sucked.
yeah, but I think it's got a cool riff. I'd like to see where it would have went with someone else.
Yeah. Fee, what did you think of this final cut?
This was the second time on the album where I'm like, oh, my first note, Ian Astbury should also not do Memphis Blues. Like, it just, his voice doesn't cut it. It doesn't fucking work for it at all. I'd like to hear anyone sing this song, Chris Robinson, Mick Jagger, anyone else. And I thought it would have been a much better tune, like a really good song. But it was just okay.
Yeah, as it was delivered, I just had no use for it.
Nope.
All right, so that's it. We have broken down Electric by the Cult. I think we did a good job. I think we have exposed it a little bit, maybe. And now it is time to release
The bonus track.
Today's bonus track was requested by Carmine Ragusa. He's also known as the Big Ragu from the
Hey.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. He writes, "Hey guys, I'd love to hear you review Angel of Small Death in the Codeine Scene by Hosier." So I have never heard this song before. Aside from it having way too much reverb on the vocals and really on everything. I mean, they really drown this shit in reverb. I thought it was all right. It's not really my style of music, but it has style. It has substance. The guy can sing. I mean, he's telling a story. It's all right. Probably never listen to it again, but I didn't hate it. My watt score, 69.1 watts. Dave, what do you got?
This is the guy, according to what I read, who sings that "Take Me to Church" song. I hate that song, but this one is much better. Very bluesy, big backup vocals, pan side to side, hand claps, tambourine, so much reverb.
So much reverb.
It's
Why?
yeah, it's nice. The second chorus, they sort of take it up an octave, then they pull the energy back a little bit. Guitar solo's okay, just copies the melody and ends a little abruptly. They could have gone around on that chorus one more time, I think. I'm giving it a 54.
Nice. And yeah, I mean, I gave it a little bit of an extra juice just because I appreciate lyrics and vocals, and I thought the guy had style and had something to say. Ed,
Yeah, it's not my flavor of the week. It's good, but yeah, it's way overproduced, and with the effects and everything else, it just I found it distracting almost because I like the idea of the song, and I like it's a great blues song. I think, and it's something like I've been to a couple blues shows, and what I like about them is it's not something you got to focus on. It's something that just kind of gives you a mood and keeps the night going, and that's what I appreciate about it. I think it delivers, but it would deliver better with less um, effects all over the place. Because yeah, it was drowning. I gave it a 65.2.
what's weird about the song is it doesn't lend itself to reverb, so I'm not sure why they produced it that way.
Yeah.
This feels like it should have been like produced dry,
Yes,
and like folk and
I
like
agree.
really classic. And
A little more dirt, a little more twang.
It's just yes.
You
Just-
know,
I
like
don't
more
know.
Delta Crossroad type stuff.
Like what is his girlfriend is like, I'm gonna produce this one in doubly. Fee,
Doubly.
what do you got?
Obviously, the Great Ragu and I go back a bit, and I love Hosier, and I think, I don't know if I texted with the group or if it was just with you, Des, but I took my oldest daughter to see Hosier a few weeks back, and she came out of it. I was like, so, our most recent concerts were Hosier and Taylor Swift. And she's like, this was much better than Taylor Swift. And I was like, fuck yeah, proud parenting moment, I love this music. I listen to Hosier's music a lot. He kind of has a way for me of bringing a lot of energy to relatively kind of like mellow and mild, like storyteller type songs. And I love it. And my note was, yeah, Dave probably hates this one, Ed too, but I love it. I'm going to give this one an 82.
Ooh. You know what it kind of reminded me of that song, Somebody That I Used to Know, Somebody, like kind of
Oh,
reminded me
yeah.
of that a little bit. And that's how I feel like they should have produced this song and it would have been a better song. Cool. All right, Ed, what do we got? How many watts is she pushing?
All right. So this song is pushing a respectable 67.57 watts.
And Dave, where does that land on the breaking vinyl? Wall of Fame.
That will put it at number 14, just under Fish's Chalk Dust Torture, and just over Half the Way Valley by the Sea Hags.
Sea Hags rule. All right.
They do.
No.
Okay, let's do some favorite songs and kick some people out and hire some new musicians. My favorite song, not surprising, it's Love Removal Machine because it's the best song on the album. Song I would cut would be Born to Be Wild because it's fucking trash, hot trash. I would remove Jamie Stewart and I would replace him with one Justin Smolian from Dirty Honey on bass. Yes, okay. Dave, what do you got?
Favorite track, Wildflower, classic badass rock and roll. I would cut Born to Be Wild for sure. And my replacement would be probably the drummer. He's fine on here, but maybe somebody who doesn't play quite as straight and plays a little more wild would have given a little extra dirt to the band. How about Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. What an underrated drummer, Adler. So good. Okay, Ed,
He plays too many cymbals.
a lot of symbols here.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, I'm doing this on the fly. And I think the person with the least amount of variety in the band is honestly Ian Asbury. And
okay.
I would, and it sucks because he is the Cult. I get it.
Yeah.
You can't really replace him. But
Stevie Wonder has to be somewhere.
no.
Stevie Wonder needs employment.
No, actually, you know what? Let me change that. I'd like to add a second guitar player to the band. I'd like to go with someone like Ronnie Wood.
Interesting. Yeah, I would just take Duffy from a different album, like the next album, and just put him there. Just play like that, dude. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Feet.
Ed, what was your favorite track, and what are you
Oh
cutting?
yeah, you didn't talk about your favorite and
Oh,
shitty tracks.
I'm with Des on my favorite. Love Remove Machine is great. And I'm with Dave with Born to Be Wild. They should have just killed themselves after recording that.
Okay. All right, Fee, what do you got?
Cool. Yeah, I'm with Dave on this for my favorite track, Wildflower. I just felt brought the most energy for me. I would cut Bad Fun. I thought it was probably the worst on the album, but still not that bad. I went the same direction as Dave with the drumming here, but with a different thought set in mind. And you guys are probably going to fucking hate this like every other week, but I don't care. I felt going with someone, replacing Les Warner with someone like Ginger Baker from Cream to kind of a little bit cleaner fills and a little more, I don't know, not as cymbally, kind of, I don't know.
I see where you're going with that, but I think Ginger Baker is it's like Ginger Baker's an 8-ball when everyone else is smoking friggin' Indica,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
I like his sound, like I don't know.
Great.
I felt the sound was fucking cool. Yeah.
He's also a complete psychopath.
I took a pure indica gummy before the show. It's actually what it says on the bag. 100% indica.
Name a drummer who's not a complete psychopath.
This guy.
Phil Collins.
This guy.
Phil Collins. I don't know. Okay. So did you give it? All right, so we're done. Okay. Let's do final thoughts, watch score, and wrap this thing up. I love the Cult, and this album has some great tracks on it, but as a whole, it is a one-trick pony that repeats itself over and over and runs out of gas way before the finish line. But it's still the Cult, so I'm not going to wreck it. This album for me is pushing 76.9 watts just off the reputation of the Cult alone. Dave, what do you got?
This is the album that hooked me into the Cult. I think it's awesome. If they had gone with their first instinct and released the original version, would they have gotten where they did? I don't think so. I think they would have stayed more underground as a niche band. That being said, if you like the band, especially the previous Love album, it's worth tracking down the original Manor Sessions versions or the Electric Peace double album set. It's cool to hear the differences. Also, credit to them completely reworking the songs and the riffs. That is not always easy. You write a song and you sort of, this is the way the song goes, and it's sometimes hard to break out and change it up. You could say they sold out a little bit, radically altering their sound to go in a more hard rock direction. That may be sort of insulting, but is it always a bad thing? It turned out okay for them. And I do love the Cult. I love all their eras. Cult rules. My score is 78.
Nice. Ed, what do you got? So we heard it about the same. Go ahead.
Did your mic shut off?
I had to shut it off because my fucking music started blasting in my room. Go ahead.
I wanted to be this monstrous Cult fan. Like, I remember growing up thinking, this band should be my band. The videos as a kid, I was like, oh, they look cool. They sound cool. They're just a cool band. And the problem is the more I dig into the Cult, the more I'm like, they just didn't deliver as much as they should have. And for that, I gave them this album a 62.6.
Whew. Okay. And Fee. You picked it.
Yeah. And I will have the highest score, thankfully. The Cult, they are what I thought they were. You know, I haven't listened to this album front to back in a long time, decades. But you hear them on the radio now and again, you know, whether it be on the 80s or on one of the like classic rock, and why this is considered classic rock fucking kills me, but I don't know. And you love those tracks when you hear them, and I still love them today. And there's like 3 or 4 tracks that I really, really love, and the rest are just okay. I will probably never listen to this album front to back again, but I will listen to those hits pretty much frequently, you know, on the regular. For that reason, I gave this album an 80.9.
That's okay. I don't think it's an 80, but that's good. I get it. All right, guys. Ed, please tell us where that puts the wattage at this thing. What the fuck is wrong? Doesn't make sense.
Okay. Electric by the Cult is pushing 74.6 watts.
Right where it belongs. Dave, where does that land on the Breaking Vinyl charts?
Yeah, that makes it lucky number 21 on the chart. Just under Fleetwood Mac's Rumors and just over Tina Turner's Private Dancer.
Oh, man, it's jammed between some soft rock there, isn't it? Okay. Cool. So next week is my pick. And oh, am I excited for this. I am going to give you guys some of the best lead guitar playing you're ever going to hear. This
Oh, God.
guy,
Yeah.
rips.
What am I going to hate this week?
He barely ever repeats himself. He comes up with melodies and runs and leads that are going to put goosebumps down your spine. This album, it defined me as a young rocker. It's perfect. It's got a chance at 100 watts.
Vinnie
We
Vincent
will be
Invasion.
No. Definitely not. Vinnie Vincent's
Let's do it.
Invasion.
Oh my God.
Yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
The album we will be listening to and reviewing next week is LA Guns' first offering, LA Guns.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, do 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 na 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 na. Yeah, we're there. We're there. So there it is, guys. We did The Warriors this week on our sister podcast. Hey, did you ever see that movie? It was pretty funny. If you want to check it out, go listen to it. We'll be back next week with LA Guns on this show, and we'll be doing Iron Eagle with Pat, the podcaster of the Fully Packed Bong. So, Ed, thank you for dragging your ass to the mic today. I appreciate it. I know the listeners appreciate it because the show is just missing that Ed McMahon feel when you're not here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Fee, thank you. Dave, thank you. Listeners, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take the albums out of the sleeve and let the music breathe. See you later.
Bye-bye.
And I go throw up.
Later.
Nice.